Alright, what's up guys? How y'all doing? Anyways, we're back here, man. And I just finished episode 1 of the Fallout TV show. Uh and I was going to get my thoughts and opinions on it, and also and this is just my thoughts and opinions on the first episode. I haven't finished the entire season yet, but when I do finish the entire season, I will give my strict and utmost honest opinion of the entire fucking show. Uh Also, I wanted to watch this video uh by Oxhorn. I heard a ton. The show's good, but I heard so many spoilers and so much shit that involved tampering with the lore of Fallout New Vegas. That is why I'm going to watch this video by Oxhorn. And it wasn't Oxhorn that uh who I was spoiled by a few of my friends. They told me that the end of the season, it fucked with like let's just put that to the side. Let me just get right into my opinion on the first episode. My utmost honest opinion. I liked it. I did. I really liked it. It started slow, but every fucking show starts very slow. Like everything I watch, and and as it progresses, gets very fucking good. No matter what that it progressed so slow, it was still the first episode. In my opinion, was still very good. Um, there will be spoilers in this video, so please, I will be putting, in the title that there will be spoilers. I will say some things and my opinions on certain things and this and that. Uh, Again, these are my opinions. If you dislike my opinions, then I really, I don't give a fuck. But if you have something to counter my shit in the comments, go ahead, say whatever. I love taking criticism, and I love talking with other Fallout uh, fans. So I love meeting new people in this fucking that are big Fallout fans. I love meeting new Fallout I love meeting Fallout fans a lot. So it's like if you have something to say it in my fucking comments. We'll talk about goddamn all the goddamn lore in our in the games or the show or whatever. Anyway, it start off slow. Boom. Spoilers. There's like two or three vaults connected. It reminded me of Vault 19 a little bit, but that's not how it was. It was like two or three vaults all connected. I don't know what the experiment was in particular. I maybe it went right over my head. I don't know. I think it just had something to do with exchanging with the other vaults or something like I don't know what the experiment was. I don't get it. But Lucy, who is this girl right here in this thumbnail, uh, is the main character, and she she's preparing like a wedding because she's going to wed a guy who's in the other fucking one of the other two vaults, which is like Vault 32. I don't know the experiment. I don't understand it. Again, I only watched the first episode, so it's, you gotta but so she doesn't even know who the fuck she's wedding. But it turned out that the other vault was fucking purged by raiders, and the raiders killed all the inhabitants, like Vault 3 from Fallout New Vegas. Like, it killed all the inhabitants of I think it was Vault 32. They're Vault 33. Lucy's vault is Vault 33. So they're following the other vault is Vault 32 or 31 or some shit. That's the vault that the raiders took over. And they're on the other side wearing the vault disguises and shit. So they're wearing like the Vault 31 or 32 disguises, and they're just standing there, and Lucy's like in her wedding gown and shit, looking cute and shit. And she's like, oh, and then the dude comes out wearing the outfit. I don't know the whole fucking shit. I don't know the experiment. I don't know the point, but it turns out that those guys were all raiders, and then they came into Vault 33 instead. Ended up killing hella fucking people. They kidnapped. Again, spoilers. They kidnapped fucking Lucy's dad, and it's just all fucked up. And I mean, and then there's just an unnecessary sex scene with Lucy fucking the raider and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like, kind of retarded shit is this? And people are probably gonna bash me. See, that's my opinion right there, right? I'm calling it stupid, And then there's somebody gonna probably try and be like, well, how's it stupid? But no, it's like it's just so unnecessary. But you know, whoever worked on The Boys obviously probably fucking did that fucking worked on that scene because it's quite evident to the point where it's like, you know, if you've ever watched the Boys TV show, I mean, it's kind of obvious somebody worked on that fucking scene. Obviously, I was just like why? Like, why couldn't it just be Lucy like not having no sex with a random ass raider, starting off already making the character look like trash, in my opinion, and it's just like, why couldn't she just fucking be like laying in bed almost close to having sex with the raider, and then fucking you hear everybody yelling in the vault, and then the dude, you know, then she ends up like, oh shit, you're a raider or whatever the fuck, or you know, whatever. Like, because it was just unnecessary. I felt like that scene was just hella unnecessary. That was stupid, but you know, typical. But it started off very much like and then the beginning, in the very beginning of the fucking episode, the cowboy guy, he's a fucking ghoul. I didn't know that until like they went over there to go unbury, like they dug his ass out of like a fucking grave or some shit. I don't even know. But I mean, I had no problems with it. You know, that sex scene was retarded. I feel like that was just unnecessary. It was a bit slow. But overall, I had no problem. That's just episode 1. I should be doing like my thoughts on the first 2 episodes, like, you know, Oxhorn did like whatever the fuck he did 2 episodes. I should have just watched the first 2 episodes and then came to you guys and made this video. But I always usually go off of the first episode of everything I watch. And I feel like that's more or less fair. Anyways, my opinion on it, I feel like it's at best 7 out of 10. So that's my opinion. I think, you know, I feel like it's too generous to give a 7. I feel like first episode 6 out of 10. That's to be fair. It's not super good, but I don't know. It's in between. It's like it's good and then like it's okay. But anyways, the whole season is out, so a lot of people binged it. You know, watched like all the fucking episodes in 1 day or 2 days. I don't know. And again, my friends have told me things that the ending again, more spoilers, and I'm spoiled to it myself because they told me. They said it was so devastating to Fallout New Vegas's lore. And when I heard that, I was like, wow. Like, I understand that during Los Angeles, I believe they're in Los Angeles. So that's California. So that's NCR territory, right? So it's like, it makes sense, right? But California's ginormous. You know, it could have, you know, but they said it affected the Fallout New Vegas. That's why I seen Oxhorn upload this video here, right? 7 hours ago. And I saw it, and the title was The Biggest Lore Mistake in the Fallout Show. And I was like, oh no. I was like, no. So, and then I saw the new California flag, and I was like, no. Like, come on. Stop. Like, stop fucking with the lore of shit. Stop. Y'all fuck Star Wars up. Y'all fuck Marvel up. Y'all fuck everything up. Y'all fuck Game of Thrones up. Y'all fuck everything up. Dude, like, why? Why? Y'all just have to fuck everything up. And it's just, I'm so scared to watch this fucking video because I know it's gonna be spoilers, and I know, but it's so good. Oh, and then you got the Brotherhood of Steel. I didn't talk about that in episode 1. I'm sorry. There, you got the first episode, the Brotherhood of Steel. So this is probably a different, like, you know, part of the Brotherhood. This could be a different not faction. What do you call it? A different part of the Brotherhood. What do you call it? What would be the word? Fuck, I don't know. But, and you see that, you know, the black guy, he's getting beat up. He got whipped on his fucking mouth because he got an answer wrong. I was like, that's fucked up. Like, I was like, the Brotherhood don't do that, by the way. So this type of, like, seeing that, I was like, dude, these guys are fucking bitches. I was like, these straight up bitches. And how the episode left off, where like the I forgot the sorry, I don't know the black guy's name. I like his character though. Uh, he leaves with his paladin, his knight, and I'm pretty fucking sure that dude gave him a fucking fake ass paper or some shit. Because they're supposed to go look for an Enclave agent or some shit. And that's where it's getting cool too. The Enclave and shit. Fuck yeah. Enclave is badass. But anyways, that's why I gotta keep watching it. But the whole Brotherhood arc was really good. How it started off, really good. I love that. Now that's another reason why it shot up so well, was because it just you get to the Brotherhood, it's like, damn, this shit's fucking dope. You know what I mean? You see you guys in power armor. The power armor looks funny and all, but I mean, like the whole arc with I'm sorry, I don't know the black guy's name. I'm sorry, but I like him. I like how it's built up with him. It's dope. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I can't wait to see more of him and what he has to do. Cause yeah, but yeah. Sorry, I lost my mind about fucking. Cause it's like I get so sick and fucking tired of watching my favorite shows and movies, comics, everything be fucking destroyed. Like, just fucking, like, it doesn't make fucking sense, man. Like, how? How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck all that up? Like, everything I watch. Oh, the Halo shit. Yeah. That's another one. Oh my god, that was a shit show. Fuck. How do you fuck all that up? Anyways, we're gonna watch this video on Oxhorn. I'm gonna give my opinions. I'm gonna give my thoughts. I'm gonna pause it and say things. I'm most likely going to 100%. I'm 100% probably gonna be on page with Oxhorn. That's what I feel like. I watch Oxhorn all the time. Real cool dude. Makes Fallout videos all the time. You guys should check him out. Real good dude. Alright, let me put my headset on so we can watch this. I'm so fucking scared to watch this because I feel like it's just they already fucked everything up. Like, I feel like they already fucked the lore up in Fallout. Like, my favorite shit, they fuck up. Like, they just fuck everything up. I don't get it. Let's watch it. Alright, we get an ad with a black man in the shower. That's cool,
This video contains spoilers about the new Fallout show.
Yeah, see, the spoilers. So, again, I'm going to, in the title, put fucking, it's going to say spoilers. So, it's going to be the first thing. You can't fucking miss it. So, don't watch it if you don't want to be spoiled. Simple as that.
If you don't want spoilers,
I don't mind being spoiled, but,
turn back now. The new Fallout show has been widely praised, and it's gotten rave reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hella fucking praised. Like, I fucking love it a lot. Like, a lot of big-time Fallout fans are like, I fucking love this shit. Shit's sick, this and that. I'm just like... And it's probably going to be to that point, because they went crazy with the Brotherhood of Steel on the show, I heard, as well.
I hosted a watch party on Wednesday. It's a great show. It was a wonderful experience, but there was one big lore issue that stood out to me that I spent the majority of my time after watching the show talking about with my community. This lore problem is related to the fate of the NCR,
yep.
A fate which I'll cover in more depth in a subsequent video. We discover that Shady Sands has been destroyed. Lucy and Maximus...
Fucking god, are you joking? See, the thing is, I also heard this show takes place 18 years after New Vegas, so that's the Battle of Hoover Dam. So it takes place 18 years after Caesar's Legion and NCR were like bucking at each other. Is that correct? I could be wrong. Please, again, comment shit. Vault 4, what the fuck?
Stumble into Vault 4. It has an interesting history that I will cover in the future, but one thing we learned is that Vault 4 is comprised of people who survived the destruction of Shady Sands.
What?
And they teach their children what happened to their city, to their lost civilization.
That doesn't make any sense because that shit was fucking the heart of the NCR.
Lucy enters a classroom and she sees
Right?
a timeline of Shady Sands history on the chalkboard.
Right?
The timeline is comprised
New
of
California.
dates that many fans of the Fallout franchise are familiar with.
Yeah.
Shady Sands is founded in 2142. The New California Republic is created in 2189.
Wait, what?
Shady Sands becomes the capital of the NCR in 2198. The NCR becomes the largest economic and political power in California in 2241.
Right.
But at the very end of the timeline, we learn about the fall of Shady Sands in 2277.
What the fuck?
Now, of course, this has lots of implications about the fate of the NCR. Does the fall...
So they're at least acknowledging Fallout New Vegas. It looks like, you know what I mean. So that it doesn't look like they're just like, okay, I'm just gonna shut up and continue.
Shady Sands mean the NCR is completely obliterated as an organization? Because Shady Sands was just the capital of the NCR.
Yeah, just the capital.
The NCR was comprised of many other places, including the LA Boneyard, the territory of Maxon, New Reno. But Shady Sands was the capital, and it was destroyed. Does that mean the NCR is completely gone? The show gives us the impression that it is. But the problem with this date is that the events of Fallout New Vegas take place in 2281, which means the fall of Shady Sands, according to the
that shit fucking got nuked. Wait, what?
Show takes place
Before.
4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas. And
so it ain't 18 fucking years later then. I swear somebody said that this show takes place 18.
Of course, I don't need to say that.
No. It probably does take.
It's a problem because the NCR has a huge presence in Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
We learned from Ambassador Crocker at the NCR Embassy in New Vegas that the NCR arrived in the Mojave Wasteland in 2274.
In 2274, President Kimball sent the NCR Army into the Mojavean force with the objective of occupying and repairing Hoover Dam.
They've been there ever since, but they routinely send information back west to the NCR in California during the events in the Mojave that we get to explore in 2281.
I keep myself busy with paperwork and reports that get sent back to the NCR.
2277 is the same year that, according to Fallout New Vegas, the NCR defeated Caesar's Legion at the Hoover Dam.
Right.
Now, I realize that this is just one date scribbled on a chalkboard, but it's a really important date.
It really is.
Attached to a really important faction.
Yeah.
And this date has wide-ranging ramifications. We learn from the events of Fallout New Vegas that the NCR is indeed stretched thin. But they're still the preeminent force in the Mojave Wasteland. They
always gotta fucking do something in Fallout where, like, it's always just there's always has to be no order. Like, there just always has to be chaos. They always have to ruin everything by fucking straight up, like, okay, well, we're gonna fucking do this and fuck with the NCR. Now the NCR doesn't, they're all fucked up now. They have no leadership. Like come on, bro.
One
Why
battle.
do they have to make it where, like, they get fucking nuked? Where their capital gets nuked?
Against Caesar's
Like, their
Legion.
capital getting nuked doesn't mean anything. But still.
They've already won multiple battles against the Brotherhood of Steel, recently defeating them at Helios 1. They have an agreement with Mr. House, allowing them to have an embassy in New Vegas. Why would a destroyed government need an embassy in New Vegas?
Right.
They're annexing nearby towns. The question this date brings up is, how could the NCR have the resources to have such a huge presence miles away in the Mojave Wasteland during the events of Fallout New Vegas if their capital, Shady Sands, was destroyed the very same year they defeated Caesar's Legion in Fallout New Vegas? Why would the NCR be focused on supporting troops in the Mojave Wasteland 4 years after Shady Sands was destroyed? Why wouldn't they be focusing on reclaiming Shady Sands if they could? We know that the NCR is a functioning government during the events of Fallout New Vegas, Everyone in the Mojave Wasteland believes and acts as if the government still functions. Votes are still being cast. When we ask Trent Bascom at the NCR Sharecropper Farms what the Thaler Act is, he seems to think that there are still politicians at Shady Sands.
Something the politicians back in Shady Sands came up with.
When we talk with Tom Anderson of the Followers of the Apocalypse, he complains about politicians he thinks are still at Shady Sands.
Politicians back in Shady Sands are completely detached from the people actually living here.
There's a quest with Cass where we can uncover some corruption that the Crimson Caravan Company has been involved with. And one of our options to resolve that quest is to report this corruption to the NCR back west in California.
Get on now. I'll make sure this gets west and let the wheels of law start turning in the courts.
During the quest, you'll know it when it happens. The president of the NCR, Aaron Kimball, lands on the Hoover Dam in a vertibird.
Aaron Kimball, the president of the new California Republic, is going to visit Hoover Dam to boost morale.
Well, where did that vertibird come from? It came from Shady Sands. It came from the capital where the president lived and worked. But that's now impossible if Shady Sands was destroyed in 2277, 4 years before Aaron Kimball lands on the Hoover Dam. This is clearly a continuity error. There's just no getting around it. At least not that I can see. Now, maybe there is a great explanation for how Shady Sands could have been destroyed 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas without completely invalidating the NCR's presence during the events of Fallout New Vegas. But the problem is that it's not explained. They don't give us that explanation, at least not during the first season, which leaves us to invent a reason for ourselves. And I'm having a hard time coming up with a satisfactory one.
There really is no way. There is no satisfactory one. There's no way. It's all fucked up. They fucked that up.
Now, some have said that this chalkboard is simply being misinterpreted, because if we look at it, we see the fall of Shady Sands, 2277, and then an arrow pointing to the right, pointing at a picture of a nuclear explosion.
Oh! But
They have said, well, what this really means is that the destruction of Shady Sands happened sometime after 2277.
Yeah, I mean, they can point it that way, I guess, but I don't know how.
Well, okay, but in all of the other
I want to look at the Shady Sands founded 2142.
Instances on this timeline, the date is boxed around the event that date represents. The NCR becomes the largest economic and political power in California in 2241. Yes, that's true.
That is true.
Why would this date be different?
Yeah, why?
Why would all of the other instances on the timeline mean that the date corresponded to that event, but not this one? Are we to believe that this wasn't really when Shady Sands was destroyed? This is when the fall of Shady Sands began. Well, no.
That's what I would want to fucking believe, goddamn.
I mean, that's not what it means. It means that Shady Sands was destroyed in 2277, and the way by which it was destroyed is what the arrow was pointing to, a nuclear explosion. We know how Shady Sands was destroyed. The show tells us. It didn't dissolve slowly over time because of political and social issues. It didn't take 5-6 years to fall apart. It happened instantly. It was destroyed by a nuclear bomb. A nuclear bomb doesn't explode over several years. It explodes in seconds. One might argue that the NCR unravels as an organization over time after the bombing of Shady Sands, but you can't argue that Shady Sands fell over time. It fell in an instant. If this date didn't mean the fall of Shady Sands, then it's meaningless. Any date could be there. You could have 1776 there with an arrow pointing to the bomb, and it would still mean that Shady Sands fell sometime after 1776. This chalkboard is clearly saying that Shady Sands was destroyed in 2277, 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas. Some of my viewers said, well, we can't trust what some guys in a vault scribbled on a chalkboard. How do we know that they got this date right? Maybe they didn't. And my response to that is that the people living in this vault lived through the fall of Shady Sands. They're survivors of the destruction. of Shady Sands. If there was anyone on Earth who knew when Shady Sands fell, it would be the survivors of that catastrophe.
Right.
Now, some have expressed anger, saying that this is the showrunner's attempt to wipe Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas from canon.
I've heard that literally.
And that's not true at all.
Yeah,
We see-
I've heard so many people fucking say that shit, even on Twitter. They're like, they're fucking destroying the fucking lore.
Numerous references
And I
to
hope they're fucking not, because the reason why I'm fucking saying is because they've done it with so much fucking shit that I like. That's why I get so fucking mad.
things that were covered in Fallout New Vegas in the show. We see billboards for Sunset Sarsaparilla. We see people using
Oh,
NCR
shit.
Ranger armor. There's a
What
scene
the fuck?
in the show where we see Mr. House.
What? Swear to God.
We see the guys in charge of RepCon. RepCon only appeared in Fallout New Vegas. We see a scene when
Yeah, oh wow, it looks like they're respecting it.
representatives from Big Mountain
the
appear
hell?
as well. We even see New Vegas itself from a
Yeah,
distance.
but fuck.
But you
What
can
the fuck? Wait a
understand
minute.
representatives
What the fuck
from Big
happened there?
Mountain appear as well. We even see
What the fuck? Why does it look like New Vegas got shit on?
New Vegas itself from a distance. But you can understand why, after this date issue, some fans might be confused as to whether or not New Vegas is canon. But Emil came out today saying that yes, of course, New Vegas is canon. Fallout New Vegas is clearly a part of Fallout's canon. It is a canonical entry in this world and lore. The showrunners did a great job referencing lore from all of the other games, which makes this issue so much more surprising to me.
Maybe it's just a mistake. Who knows? I don't know.
Because the only explanation I have left is that this is an accident.
Yeah.
It's an accidental oversight by the showrunners.
Yeah.
And yet that seems equally implausible to me. These guys are seasoned professionals who've made many other shows in the past that have done very well. The director had his eyes on this. The producers have had their eyes on this. Todd Howard had his eyes on this, and they sweated every pixel.
Working hand in hand with Todd and the rest of the team at Bethesda, there's a lot of work that went into making sure that this series continues to build on the world of Fallout rather than changing it.
In games, we say, try to sweat every pixel. They're sweating every pixel on the show.
And in this case, every frame, I suppose. So many people saw this and approved it and gave it the green light. How could that happen by accident? How could this be overlooked? Now, I've seen many people say that it's just a small thing. It doesn't ruin an otherwise great show. And on one hand, you're right, it is a great show. The props and outfits and armor are almost perfect.
Yeah.
The acting is exceptional. The humor and the setting is flawless. I had a great time watching the show, but this is not a small issue. And this goes back to the video that I published just before the show was released, where I talked about the structural pillars that hold up the foundation of the Fallout universe. One of the things I listed in that video was dates. Dates are some of the structural foundations that hold up the universe, and you can't get them wrong, because if you do, issues like this happen.
Right.
The show is set
I'm
during
not gonna lie, I'm so fucking hungry right now. I'm.
the year 2296. That's 15 years after the events
Okay,
of Fallout New
Right,
Vegas.
right. Okay, so I was correct then. But hold on, go back. I want to hear that again. Oh shit.
Issues like this happen.
So the show took
the
place
show
how long?
is set during the year 2296. That's 15
I was
years
15.
after the events of Fallout New Vegas.
That'd be some shit if somehow like the courier comes on the path of like Lucy or some shit. I don't know.
That's 19
Like I mean,
years.
the courier's just not gonna be like a woman or a man. Like we're just gonna like see a shadow or some shit. That'd be dope though, right? Like, and it's wearing like the fucking courier duster or some shit, you know?
After the destruction of Shady Sands. Some have said, well, Shady Sands had to be destroyed in 2277 because otherwise the main characters would have been too young. If it had been destroyed after the events of Fallout New Vegas, we'd be dealing with teenagers as the primary actors. But if that's the situation, you change the date that the show is set in. They had complete control over when the show was set, and they chose the year 2296. Had they set the show 5 years later, in 2301, they would have avoided this issue. They could have then placed the destruction of Shady Sands in 2282, a year after the events of Fallout New Vegas, and avoided this issue entirely. But instead, they chose to destroy Shady Sands before the events of Fallout New Vegas. For this to be true, and for the NCR to still exist as a functioning government, we have to believe that the NCR decided to go off to the Mojave Wasteland and never talk to anyone about their capital being bombed, and still somehow have a president and have a Senate and have voting and have enough resources to not only win the first battle of Hoover Dam, but prepare for the second battle of Hoover Dam, and yet didn't use any of that in a span of 19 years to come back to Shady Sands and rebuild their capital. That is again something I find very hard to believe. And the show gives us every impression that the NCR is a defeated entity. It's yet another...
I wouldn't mind if the New Republic fell, as long as it doesn't fuck with the lore. But it's just like, you got me? Like that's all. Like, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh, well. But like, I still would want the NCR to have some sort of a presence, because they were big in New Vegas. Like, they were organized. This was a government. Like, you know what I mean? So of course I would care. And then, but at the end of the day, I just feel like, what does it matter?
Failed democracy.
You never heard of the New California Republic?
34,000 people lived here after the war. The entire purpose of my vault was to come up to the surface one day and restart civilization. It's Reclamation Day. It's what keeps us all going, and it already happened without us.
That's the actor I like, the black dude.
If it makes you feel any better, it didn't work out.
Yes, there are other cities that comprise the NCR besides Shady Sands, but the show doesn't talk about any of the other cities in the NCR. When the NCR is depicted, none of them wear power armor, none of them use vertibirds. Few of them use ranger armor. They are scrappy. They have meager resources. They are essentially NCR remnants. This is one of those things that I don't think they can get away with ignoring. They have to explain why and how the NCR is still able to occupy the Mojave Wasteland in 2281 if Shady Sands had been destroyed. And they didn't. But maybe season 2 will come out and they'll pull a rabbit out of their hat and they'll be able to explain this away in a way that makes perfect sense, in a way that doesn't undermine Fallout New Vegas. I just can't imagine how they could do that. But that's just my opinion, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I have a lot more to say about the Fallout show. It's going to take me some time to get my thoughts together, but I will have a dedicated video talking about what happened to the NCR. I will talk about characters and much more, so stay tuned. I publish new Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss one, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already but you still feel like you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter @Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I have a plush for sale, but I've got limited quantities, and I've already sold over half. So snag one today if you want one before I run out. I have also got a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other items as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in another way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members get little badges that appear next to their names in the comment sections of my videos, and access to ox emojis that they can use in my video comments and in the live chats of my live streams. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.
Alright, that's some good shit. That's good shit. Alright, so it turns out it's not as bad as fucking people were saying it wasn't. Because that's I'm glad I watched Oxhorn's video, because now I'm more fucking aware. And I should have watched it by myself, but I just felt like they destroyed it. But they didn't. That seems like such a date that maybe they just fucked up, you know? Well, I'm glad I watched that video, because it actually showed a lot. It didn't even really show much in terms of spoilers either, and I tried to fucking forget most of the shit right now. But the whole, no matter what, I was still thinking about the NCR's presence in this show, because I mean it's fucking California. So, but yeah, glad I watched that video. Very, very much am glad. Yeah, those are my opinions on the first episode. I'm definitely gonna check out more on more episodes tonight. But yeah. Yeah, but my opinion still stands with episode 1. I think it's like a 6 out of 10 in my opinion. I think it's I would still jump up and give it a 7. I'm stuck in between like 6.5 maybe 7. Cause it's pretty good. Like it wasn't a bad first episode. A lot of fucking shows are slow as fuck when they first start. Like people gotta understand that. And I know a lot of people are gonna be, it's slow, because again I've seen people on Twitter say shit like it's so fucking slow and so boring. I'm just like, bro, like you only watched like 2 episodes, like come on. But anyways, yeah, even if it was against the lore, I would still watch the entire season. I still want to see it. I love Fallout. It's just such a good fucking goddamn set of games, you know, and to see it live action now, fucking straight up, it's good, it's golden. But yeah. My first thoughts on the episode. So yeah. Until fucking I'm done with the season, I'll probably make another video. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see. I'm not really too sure. But yeah. Until then, stay safe. Peace out. And yeah, peace. And also, I am gonna stream fucking Fallout 76 soon. I'm gonna hop right back into that shit. Start fucking farming, getting that grind going, because I miss that game. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Until then, peace out. Stay safe, and yeah, peace.